Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me for today's tarot reading. I ask you to choose the stone that draws you, the one that resonates with your intuition, and we will begin. And we will do the golden nugget card at the end in case people want further clarification. Okay, whoops. For those of you who chose the green stone, we have the Justice cards, the Page of Wands, and the Page of Coins. So that is pretty cool. The Justice card. Now, obviously there could be something that needs some balancing financially for you, and it could be a issue of fairness. You know, if something has not been fair to you or seems unfair, like there's been some injustice. And you know what, this could even be on a broader sense because, well, we've got injustices in our income inequality issues we've got going on too. We've got injustice in many situations around the globe where some have so much and some have so little. So whatever the injustice could be, the Page of Coins, it looks like some money is coming probably your way, some physical help, something. And it may not be a big thing, but then again, this also can be a new beginning that matures into something big. You know, the Page of Coins can mature into the Knight and the King and the Queen, and that stability. The Page of Wands, that's a new purpose, new goal, new enthusiasm, new impulse, you know, a sense of energy. I do like this reading a lot because it feels hopeful to me. It feels like new energy, new opportunity coming in. And there is something with justice here too. You know, I really do firmly believe that a lot of times when people have had a really tough time of it financially, or they've had a lot of disadvantages or troubles financially that, you know, they didn't ask for, that Spirit has a way of bringing recompense back in. And I do think we need to believe that. I do think we need to believe it. Well, heck, even if some of it is through poor judgment for any one individual, because we're all learning about money as we mature, the Justice card would say, even if that's the situation, you're bringing it more in balance for yourself. You know, you're doing it. You're bringing it more in balance. So that's good too. You know what? No matter how you look at it, I feel like this is good. Yeah. For some of you, this could represent a couple of people in your life, maybe younger people, and you're trying to balance things between the two of them. Could be that. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting. Or you could be trying to balance between your need for security and your need to follow a passion. There's a lot in here. So you'll just have to rely on your intuition to figure out what it means for you. For those of you who chose the blue turquoise, we have the Lover's card. We have the Seven of Cups, and we've got the King of Coins. So the Lover's card. Wow. You know, with this, gosh, this may be about a relationship, a romantic relationship that's quite stable. This may be about that. But there's some issues lately with Seven of Cups, like somebody not seeing things clearly, perhaps imagining the worst, or conversely, it could be somebody in denial and seeing things too rosier than they should be. So it could be either. But you know, the Seven of Cups card a lot of times does come up for us as a reminder to us to not dread the unknown, but look at the future with positivity and seeing good things coming in too. So a lot of times that's a reminder to us when things are that we do play a hand in creating our own future, and we can envision good things. So for some of you, this Lover's card is about wanting that relationship, is about, yes, wanting it and feeling like that's maybe even in your destiny, feeling like that is something that's planned for you. But there again, the challenge is sometimes, and that could be the meaning, you don't want to shake up your security. You've worked hard to put some security in place. You don't want to shake that up. So it could be that there's a longing for this, but the Seven of Cups makes you, worry about the worst, look into the future, project maybe past difficulties on into the future. The fact of the matter is, any relationship we've had that hasn't worked, who's to say it hasn't worked? They're part of our growth. They're part of our learning. They bring us to a different place in life. Sometimes they're a divine appointment. Somebody we had a connection with in a past life that we decided to come into this life at the same time and be contemporaries because there were things we had yet to learn or things we had yet to try, and we would play different roles. You don't know. But relationships, I have a hard time. People have this feeling like if it's not happily ever after, forever and ever, it wasn't a success. And I think there are a lot of relationships that were absolutely successes because they got what they help the person grow and to develop and maybe even do some fantastic things in their lives that would not have otherwise happened had they not been in that relationship. Sometimes a relationship comes along to get us to make a change, to wiggle us out of a rut and get us to expose ourselves to new experiences that then will define the next chapter of our life, even if that relationship doesn't survive. That's okay. It did what it was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I think people look to the past and and they go, oh, failures. And they shouldn't. They shouldn't. The main question is, for those of you who are feeling a longing for this, is what is the next relationship going to be for you? And you can only gain that through your intuition, through really asking yourself what you want. And envisioning that. See, that's where this comes in. Spirit wants us to envision what we want. Spirit wants us to identify what we don't want and then spend a good lot of time envisioning what we do want, because that's like practice for it to come in. That's like pushing the levers of the universe. So there's that in this reading too. So it's a very interesting reading, but there's a lot of positivity with this Lovers card. And I always have to mention, for some of you, sorry, there's a truck outside. For some of you, the Lovers card is about spiritual love. It's about feeling loved by perhaps a partner on the other side, perhaps your higher self, perhaps Source itself. It's about feeling that love and that supernatural love. So whichever it may be, these are very powerful cards and good cards. See, it's like you can make them good with this one, or you could make them bad if you dread. For those of you who chose the pink heart, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Devil, and we have the Fool. Oh my gosh, we have 2 major arcana. Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, there is a new beginning of beckoning. And Spirit's going to try to hand you a wand, try to turn your interest in that area where the Spirit wants you to go. So maybe it piques your interest and says, hey, why don't you try this little thing? Why don't you try that little thing? Why don't you look into this? Why don't you look into that? Why don't you just gather some information? But anyway, your interest is piqued. You have some enthusiasm. You have some energy for that. And I love the Ace of Wands because it's not like you have to commit to anything. You just go in that direction. Yeah, why not? The Fool is also beckoning at the very same time. So you really may feel it, this new beginning beckoning. However, the Devil, so often, that's part of our getting ready for our new beginning too, because the Devil is there to bedevil us, yes, sometimes bring discontent with the way things are. Maybe it's about we're doing something repetitively that's not good for us, or thinking something or worrying about something repetitively not good for us, or we're doing something sort of overboard. But the Devil is part of the creative cycle. I never fear the Devil. I just look for an area that has been bothering me in my life, or something that's frustrating to me. And a lot of times it's something I'm doing myself, and that's what's so frustrating about it. Or thoughts that are frustrating, and then I found my Devil. I found my bedevilment. And I know that is simply my higher self saying, There's a change that's beckoning here. Something new and better is trying to come in. But for some reason, you're hanging on tight over here. So if you can think about what you're hanging on tight to and surrender and really ask for Source to help you to surrender it and be willing to have a change in that area, boy, then the new beginning can come in, because there's a lot of power behind it right here. But there is a sense, see this Fool, he kind of goes and he kind of just walks forward. He doesn't have much. He's got all his tools, right? He's got everything he needs, but nothing more. But he just goes, you know? And sometimes we need to have that inner surrender. And it may not be anything as dramatic as, this at the beginning of the Fool's journey, he's walking into a complete unknown. It's probably not anything that dramatic. But, a surrender in some area with something you've been maybe hanging on too tight to, or feeling like you can't let go of, trapped in, or something. And if we have trouble letting go of it, we can see that's the beauty. We can always ask for help. We can just start with, okay, I'm willing to consider it. I'm willing to envision a future that's different. I'm willing to let this go. Source, help me. I give it to you, you take it. And we might have to do that many times. But the willingness is what's amazing. Oh, magical. All right. For those of you who chose the golden nugget, who want the golden nugget, for further clarification, we have the Magician. Isn't that beautiful? So, whatever your reading told you today, the Magician is saying you can manifest this. You do indeed have it. Look at that. Look at that. See, in the story of the journey of the Fool, the Magician opens up the Fool's pack on the table and says, see, you've got all the smarts you need. You've got all the emotional resources you need. You have all of the practical things you need, and money or practical things. And you have all the fire and energy that you need, and push forward. So there it is. The Magician is saying, because of your eternal being, there's the infinity symbol, you are connected to the Source. You're connected to oneness. You're part of that. You do have everything that you need. So that works well for all three of these readings today. And a lot about envisioning what you want and being willing to let go of what does not serve you and trust that it's going to be all right. But you know what? Guess what? Thank God, the Magician. We never have to be in any of this alone. We can call on strength well beyond what our human-made ego here on this earth, what it can understand. We can draw upon strength far beyond that. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. You take care, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.